Started La Soupe 3 years ago after having a major career, a long career in catering. So in catering, you always prepare 20% over for any meal that you're going to cater that has a buffet, and therefore I was seeing waste on a day-to-day basis. So I always kind of just wondered, what could I do if I just dealt with the waste instead of ordering the product? Primarily, we started rescuing just from Kroger's because I had a good connection there and asked if I could just try doing this. And so we just started with Madeira Kroger's. But so many other grocery stores started to find out about it, so, and they too didn't like throwing their food away. So we started with Madeira, and then soon Marymount, and then Pipkins, then Jungle Gyms, and now we have many, many, many local farms. And just mom and dads that have backyard plants, and we use a lot of their produce as well. We call it rescuing the food because if we did not pick up this food, it would go to the landfill. And that's a primary purpose of why I started La Soupe, is knowing that 40% of the food that is in the grocery store or grown in America will end up in the landfill.
We rescue 5,000 pounds of perishable food on a weekly basis. So that's bread, produce, protein, prepared foods, some from companies that we rescue from every week, like CrossFit, Kroger, Jungle Gyms, and others from one-time donors or people who have big events and have leftover food that they've prepared. So it kind of varies week by week. We never know what we're going to get. My favorite part is when I get to come into the shop and see all of the volunteers and all of the staff working super hard, and it's always super crazy in here because it's such a small building, but we somehow always seem to manage to get everything done and we make it work. And the people here are just so excited to be here, and that makes me really happy and motivated to be here.
My favorite part about working at La Soupe is probably the friendships that I've made with people who work here as well as our volunteers. We call ourselves the Island of Misfit Toys. It's just a really different mix of people. We all get along beautifully. And it is meaningful what I'm doing. I'm not just going through the rat race and putting in my hours. I'm experiencing people, and I'm finding out more about what our city needs and what our kids in our city need. And it's making me feel pretty powerful to be a part of an organization that's actually doing something really, really good.
There's so many great parts of my job. It's hard to say what the best part is anymore. The people, both in-house and out, meaning our clientele and the people that I'm working with on a day-to-day basis. We have a really small but mighty team. We have 200 plus volunteers, and all of them bring something new and different to the table. And our clientele, like just getting to know what it's like to live in food insecurity, and a lot of the people that I've gotten to know along the way that are also just here to help is probably the most rewarding part of it. As a chef, I love the creative expression that you can have because you never know what food's coming. So you've got to pretty much create, as it appears. You've got to have a game plan. So that's a lot of fun too. We're in 900 square feet right now, so anywhere bigger would be best. So we're looking at Madisonville. We're also looking at Walnut Hills. Our goal is to put the next location with a teaching model in place, which would be a lot of fun to be able to have the local community in a food desert be able to come in and work with us as well as our volunteer staff. I'd love to see La Soupes in every food desert in the United States. So my big girl pants dream is to have many, many, many La Soupes run by many different chefs throughout the city, then to the next state, then to the rest of the country.